Fuck! Cut. Take 2. God, my balls. It really hurts. Ow. Right. Hey guys, Custom One here. This is a video response for Latana151, I believe it is. And she asked me what I feel are the dangers of motorcycling. Because in a video I recently put, I believe I did sort of correct myself, but I said the words, I don't believe motorcycling is dangerous. Something like that. Anyway, something along those lines. So, I'm going to go what I now call the roundabout of doom route home from work. I don't really generally go this way because it's dangerous, but that's sort of the point of this video. So, I apologize if there is rain or water on the lens. That might have just made it worse, might have made it better, I don't know. I can't see. It's only very lightly raining, so... but anyway. What I do every single time I get on the motorcycle is, pretty much every single time, is not check my tire pressures, do not check my oil level, I do not check anything on the bike, if I'm being perfectly honest. First thing I generally do after I've started the bike, and sometimes even before, so I press a little button on the top of my Scala rider and choose which album I want to listen to while riding. So I'm going to call that hazard number 1. Listening to music while riding. I do not deny that it is a distraction. I'm currently listening to music. I'm listening to Hugh Laurie's album Let Them Talk. Bit of an upbeat / relaxed sort of album. So I am listening, although I do need to turn it down a little bit. Oh, great. That I think purely because people might get a little bit too involved in the music, or not involved, but too sort of engrossed in it, and start singing along or whatever, anything like that, and it is a distraction. I do not deny that. I do stand by the fact that I can still hear everything going on around me, because I do not have in-ear headphones. Although even with in-ear headphones you can generally hear what's going on, so long as you're smart about it and you don't have your music full volume and stuff like that. Sorry, this video is going to be a lot of because as I said, I do not like this route home. Right. So, hazard number 1. Music. It's a distraction. All too easy to get distracted by it. I don't know, maybe your favorite song comes on, or you know, your song you're listening to has got a nice beat and you like to bop your head to it, or something along those lines. And I will admit that I do listen to music. But anyway, hazard number 2. And one reason I'm currently doing this vlog, and I haven't just put the camera away, is because hazard number 2 in my eyes is rain. Rain makes the road slippy. The more rain there is, generally the safer it is, because it washes away anything that builds up on the road. There's nothing worse than oil spills, which is hazard number 3. And I'm getting quite wet. I know somebody's going to make a joke about that. Oil spills on the road, oil or petrol as well, can be quite dangerous. If you go around a corner and your wheel catches onto it, you can spin out. Everything like that. It just makes the road basically as if you're driving on Teflon, which, as everybody knows, is very, very non-sticky thingy. Yeah, very slippy. Right, so that's hazard number 3. Hazard number 4, which I suppose I should have actually put at hazard number 1, but I'm doing these just as I think of them. So the numbers are just kind of arbitrary. They're just a chronological order of things, not necessarily an importance order. And I'm rambling, as I always find myself doing, but I am trying to concentrate. So, hazard number 4 is incompetent rider. Notice I said rider and not driver. Driver is number 5, but rider is number 4. If you do not know how to ride a motorcycle properly, you don't have proper clutch control, you don't know where your biting point is, you don't know what you can do in each gear, you don't know what your bike can do, you're a hazard on the road. I don't care who you are, how long you've been riding. If you jump on a new bike, especially as one main reason, you immediately become a hazard, purely because you don't know the bike. Not saying you're a bad rider, but because you don't know the bike, you become a hazard on the road. And people that think they know everything and that don't, and drive like complete idiots and tools and, general idiocy. That's a Mini. I hate Minis. Anyway. Yes, so hazard number 5, careless drivers. This is going to be a little bit of a big one, because like you can see in front, the blue Golf is just driving in the middle of a merger lane. Well, there were 2 lanes there, and the right one merged into the left, so he just drive right down the middle. Yes, you're not supposed to undertake, but people do, and that's the road, so get used to it. That was a relatively good example. Another example is sort of motorcycle specific. Is unless you are riding a illuminescent green Hayabusa, you are near enough invisible on the road. Yeah, there are steps you can take to make yourself more visible by like wearing high visibility vests and sort of getting white helmets or even high visibility helmets and stuff like that, but it all comes down to the fact that you are generally probably about a quarter of the size of a car, maybe more, maybe half, but people just don't see you. You've got one headlight, so if you're driving sort of off center on the road, people can easily mistake you for the car behind you, because you've only got one headlight. This is especially true for people with like single round headlights. Those I tend to find the worst to sort of distinguish. And you're hard to see. I suppose that's a hazard on its own, but I'll put it under careless drivers because that's the only reason it would become a hazard, really. Another one, which sort of ties in with the rain, is the white lines, or not just white, but the painted lines on the road. Very, very slippy, again, a bit like petrol spills and oil spills. Can cause a lot of damage. Well, not a lot of damage, and that was a prime example of me not remembering that corner. Being distracted by doing the vlog and by listening to music. Because there was a bus stop on there. I doubt it'll come out on camera, especially seeing as it's raining. And I really hope this does not screw up my camera. And the fact that I don't have waterproof pants on, but anyway. Where was I at? Careless drivers. I'm not going to go too far into there because I know I'll get some troll or something that thinks it'd be a good idea to challenge me on cars. And just a word, if you are somebody that wants to have a go at me and start talking shit, then everything like that, I'm just going to delete your comment, so it's really not going to be worth your time posting it. What was I talking about? Yes. So we've done rain, music, incompetent rider, incompetent driver. We need number 5. Now, what should I put as number 5? Let's have a think. Thought I covered a couple of things in the other topics, which I suppose I could use. General sort of road hazards, which a lot of them come down to the incompetent driver part as well, where I was talking about low visibility. T-junctions are pretty bad, like these, as you can see. It's so easy for you to just not be seen. I mean, I always ride with my headlight on, and thankfully on this bike it's pretty damn big, so you can tell. I think the rain's easing off a bit, which is nice. So T-junctions, roundabouts, which are actually coming up to the roundabout of doom, so I will go silent for a minute. I personally hate roundabouts, and I think virtually anybody that has crashed in a roundabout would probably agree they are a death trap. Supposedly increase flow. See, you did not see me. Yes, it was hard to see me, but you should not pull into the middle of the road until you know it is safe. And she didn't even have space on the other side of the road, so I don't know what she was doing. What was I talking about? Yeah, roundabouts. Most people that have crashed at roundabouts will despise them with a passion, purely because they do not help the flow of traffic. If anything, they make it a little bit more erratic, because you generally, and this roundabout is terrible for it, this one lane goes into 3, which if you turn left goes to 1, if you go straight goes to 1, and if you go right goes to 1 lane. So anyway, this is it. So if you don't mind, let me have my moment. Anyway, sorry, I don't like talking while going over there. I've been hit twice there. But anyway, so we've got roundabouts, or general sort of bad visibility areas. I'm going to wipe the camera in a second. So I apologize if you've just had glare for a while, which actually, seeing as it's nighttime, you probably have. So give me 1 second. Oh, there you are. There we go. Hazard number 6, I believe we're on. Is sort of comes under careless rider, but I want to put it on its own little pedestal, as it were, because I believe a lot of people have become victim of this, if you want. I'll put it under, I'll sort of subdivide it. I'll start on one of them. So this is 6.1 or 6A. God, I'm talking shit all the time. Anyway, is riding a bike that is too powerful for you. I'm not talking about guys that have been riding for 50 years on a 1000cc bike that then go on a brand new super sports bike which has got more power, because generally speaking, the more experience you have, the more power you can handle, generally. I know somebody's going to disagree with me on that point, but it's a general statement. See, another danger, one-handed riding. But anyway, potholes. What was I talking about? Yeah, bikes that are too powerful. I'm sort of talking the guys that go pretty much, and it sort of exclusively is to them. People whose first bike is like 600cc super sports and 1000cc super sports, they're jumping onto bikes with well over 100 brake horsepower as their first bike. I mean, you don't get that much in England, apart from guys that do their DAS and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, you can be the most competent person in the world, but if it is your first bike, you are not competent on a bike. And I'm talking if it's the first time you've ever ridden a bike, or if it is your first ever bike. In England there are different laws in place. You've got restrictions, and you've got time periods, CBTs, power restrictions, all that sort of stuff. Generally overseas, and the sort of 6B or 6.2 is riding a bike beyond its limit. So a good example of that is actually myself. When I had the Phaser 600, I basically rode that thing like it was a super sport bike. Yes, which is probably why I did so, is because the engine was derived from an older R6. So I thought, wow, I've got a Super Sport 600cc inline-4 engine in front of me. I can do whatever I like. And I could, effectively, until I crashed it going around a corner, because I leaned over too much. That didn't come off too well. And the main reason for that was, and I'll get stick for it, I'm not uploading pictures because I don't want to, basically. There was a video of the crash damage, but I'm not uploading pictures of me actually doing the corner. I leaned over too much, and it was not a case of I should have hung off more, because I was. There wasn't really any way I could have hung off more. It was basically the bike was not set up for that kind of turning. And that's that. Sorry, it just wasn't. It's a brilliant bike, and I would advise anybody to get one. But they're just not made to be ridden like super sports, which is why I'd imagine that they are not super sports. Just a random guess. Anyway, that's category 6 done, or 0.6. Point 7 I'll do is sort of eagerness. Most people, me included, if you notice I'm saying a lot of these things I have done, because I have, and 1 second. Hazard number 15 or something. I'm not going to do many more. Hazard number 7, I believe it was. Eagerness. When you first get on your motorcycle, I, like most, have the wonderful thought of, wow, I'm on a motorcycle. I can go really fast, go in between traffic, and do all this, and do all that, and blah-de-blah-de-blah. And it's dangerous. Thankfully, I was very, very lucky in order to not have crashed any 125s by myself while I was still learning. While I was still learning, I am still learning. But oh fuck. But yeah, a lot of people do crash 125s. Not naming names, but there are some in motovloggers. And I think it's just a case of you get a bit too excited. I started riding in the winter, so I didn't really have the opportunity to go mad because I knew that I would kill myself if I did. Anyway, God, this video is probably getting pretty long, but, you know, I'm explaining things sort of as briefly as I think still provides a point. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's what Pepsi will do to you. I'm now not going to have to pay royalties for using that name, am I? But anyway. What was I saying? Yes, I've done eagerness, so that's 7. 8. Let's have a think about 8. Bad road conditions. As a motorcyclist, there's a lot of, and I don't mean, I know I touched on rain, but that's on its own. I mean bad roads. I shouldn't have said road conditions. Bad roads. Potholes, grates, gravel, just generally unkept roads. I mean, the roads in England are a lot worse than in places, say, like France, because as far as I'm aware, they make their roads like twice as thick as ours or something like that, so they degrade a lot slower, or they last twice as long anyway, not necessarily degrade slower. And that can be a major hazard. I mean, I can see gravel on the road over there just below the left-hand traffic light. And if you're going around a corner, I've had it happen to me. Thankfully it was on the CG and I'm a big guy, so I just had to put a foot down and I saved it. Going round a corner, not fast, it wasn't fast at all. Gravel on the road, back tire just goes. There's no effort to grip, and it just disappears. I'm gonna actually... okay, I'll stop at this light. That's sort of one point. Obviously you get like the shiny bumps where crossings are and stuff like that. I'm not going to be able to set it up properly. And that's that for the roads. I think that's pretty much it. There are, I could spend hours talking about it, but basically I'll end this video with common sense tips and hints, or hints and tips or whatever, to staying safe on the road. However cheesy that just sounded. Basically, keep yourself visible. I'm not the biggest advocate of that. I wear jeans, a black jacket, black helmet, black gloves, black backpack. Although, I don't know if I mentioned in the last video. I don't know. But I have made myself visible. I got reflective stuff and all that sort of jazz. But if you're on a black bike with full black gear, it's going to be hard to see you. Make yourself visible. Be aware of your roads. If you do not know the road, please go slowly on it. Or not slowly, but just don't go mad. When it's raining, just take extra care. Don't be aware what the road conditions are. Don't go outside with the intention of driving like a dick if it's raining, because you might just find you'll end up missing your dick. Drive safely. Protective gear. I am an advocate for protective gear. My backpack serves as a back protector. It is a CE certified back protector. Got the showy helmet, Heine Garrick jacket, Frank Thomas gloves, and I do have another set of Knox gloves, which I'm sure you've seen in my videos. As well as the Frank Thomas full-length motorcycle boots. I wear Kevlar jeans, although I do have a set of leather pants if I want to. I do have a leather jacket, again if I want to. But yeah, that is pretty much it, to be fair. It's really just, you got, the one thing which my CBT instructor told me was basically, if you act like or ride like everybody on the road wants to kill you, then you're pretty much going to be safe to a point. I mean, obviously, there are going to be unforeseeable things. I use the back door so my parents don't think I'm talking to myself. And really, that's pretty much it. Just, be safe. Don't drive like an idiot. What the hell? I can't undo this. There we go. And really, just sort of enjoy it. Don't... It's sort of the penis wars, I've got a faster bike than you, I can go faster than you, and all that sort of jazz is just bullshit. Don't let it rule you. It doesn't help anybody. But anyway, I'm going to call this quits. And the door's already open. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.